Oceanic life found to be thriving thanks to Saharan dust blown from thousands of kilometers away. Scientists call for global action on microplastics, now found in more than 1,300 species. Research predicts rise in tropical hydraulic failure.
Labeling Trump's lies as disputed on X makes supporters believe them more, study finds. The most surprising new gun owners are U.S. liberals. Democratic senators urge FCC to pass AI political ads proposal, and broadcasters, cable companies urge FCC to nix the AI disclosure proposal.
New York City sheriff under investigation. As Adams' inner circle faces federal probes, Elon Musk steps up political giving with six-figure donation to U.S. Congress Republicans. U.S. Congress passes bill, blocking Biden administration's attempt to require two-thirds of new cars to be electric within years.
JP Morgan, UBS join BIS, Bank for International Settlements blockchain-based plan to overhaul cross-border payments. Harvard students and alumni launch groundbreaking native Bitcoin blockchain project at Harvard Innovation Labs to tackle global debt crisis. Elon Musk didn't show up for testimony in a probe over his $44 billion Twitter takeover. Now the SEC wants sanctions. Reportedly, The Penguin is a violent Batman spin-off that deserves to sit next to The Sopranos, in HBO's crime drama pantheon, as the Penguin's showrunner on creating a Gotham show, where you don't miss the Batman. X launches the beta version of its YouTube TV competitor. OceanGate wanted Titan sub-pilots to dive to Titanic after just 1 day's training, whistleblower reveals.
Antarctica's doomsday glacier is set to retreat further and faster, scientists warn. Medieval DNA suggests Columbus didn't trigger syphilis epidemic in Europe. In the US, FTC sues 3 largest drug middlemen for allegedly inflating insulin prices. $3,200-years-old ancient Egyptian barracks contains sword inscribed with Ramesses II. Eyelash magnate Seidel Miller's art collection estimated to bring around $200 million at Sotheby's. China says, carrier accused of entering Japanese waters was on routine training. France and Japan hold joint military exercises in signal to China, Russia. US imposes sanctions targeting covert financial cooperation between Korea, Russia. Twitch introduces new depreciating strike program, and Twitch unveils brand customized Fortnite game World The Glitch, ahead of TwitchCon. Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos calls on competitors to release viewership numbers. Disney star seeks $940 million in damages from Z for not meeting ICC broadcasting rights payment deadlines.
Biden's arms transfers to Israel under internal investigation. Haaretz reports as an Israeli student worked for Iranian intelligence.
The Guardian reports as former Trump advisors helped to grow pro-Russia website that spreads misinformation. Russians at War finally shows in Toronto as a stand against that abuse, against those threats that forced TIFF to halt screenings. Kremlin promotes Putin globally on YouTube it blocks in Russia.
Trump says that if he loses, the Jewish people would have a lot to do with it. Harris could win the presidency but lose the Senate, giving Republicans a veto over her agenda and judges. Scientific American magazine's comments as, "Vote for Kamala Harris to support science, health and the environment."
Snapchat reserves right to put AI-generated images of users' faces in My Selfie ads. The United Nations wants to treat AI with the same urgency as climate change. Salesforce CEO Mark Benioff says he uses ChatGPT as a therapist.
Secret Service report details communication failures preceding July assassination attempt on Trump. House unanimously votes to boost Secret Service protection for presidential and VP candidates.
OpenAI expands O1 AI models to enterprise and education, competing directly with Anthropic. Amazon Ads launches a new AI video generator. China's Alibaba launches over 100 new open-source AI models, releases text-to-video generation tool.
Three Mile Island's nuclear plant to reopen, help power Microsoft's AI centers. UAE's AI firm G42 and Nvidia to team up on climate tech. OpenAI to decide which backers to let into $6.5 billion funding. Reuters reports that Google offered to sell part of ad tech business, not enough for EU publishers. YouTube supercharges shorts with DeepMind's VO AI, with custom backgrounds, easy 6-second clips. Tumblr reports 350% user growth, following excess ban in Brazil.
Hackers exploit default credentials in foundation software to breach construction firms. New Brazilian-linked Samba spy malware targets Italian users via phishing emails. Team TNT hackers attacking VPS servers running CentOS. Powered by renewable energy, microbes turn CO2 into protein and vitamins. Your old-school friend's genes could be impacting your health, study finds. Skywatcher and satellite tracker photographs U.S. Air Force's secret space plane in orbit. Second-generation Starlink satellites leak 30 times more radio interference, threatening astronomical observations, as Musk satellites are making it harder to study black holes. Comet of the century to light up the sky in October 2024.
Wall Street Journal reports that Qualcomm approached Intel about a takeover in recent days. Apple's A16 chips now being manufactured in Arizona TSMC plant. Google Password Manager lets you store and sync your passkeys across Windows, macOS, Linux, and Android. Older Windows PCs can no longer play some DRM-protected content.
Zack Snyder reveals first look at Netflix's Rebel Moon video game, Bloodline. Flappy Bird's original creator says he has nothing to do with the new game, as Flappy Bird is back, relaunched on Telegram. Amazon joins Motion Picture Association, as entertainment and tech converge.
India to be third largest economy by 2030 to 31, and grow 6.7% per annum as per S&P Global. Ukraine extends interest rate pause as inflation flares up. Wall Street Journal comments as tech jobs have dried up and aren't coming back soon.
Cuban president invited to next BRICS summit in Russia. Pakistan joins major Eurasian transport corridor passing through Uzbekistan, as Pakistan has joined the development of a new international transport corridor through Belarus, Russia, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Afghanistan, and Pakistan to Indian Ocean ports. Departing NATO chief warns U.S. against isolationism.
Dutch prosecutors say man arrested after fatal stabbing is suspected of a terrorist motive. Major jihadist attack in Mali's capital killed more than 70, security source says. Bild reports that Israel has been planning pager explosions in Lebanon for 15 years. Taiwan and Bulgaria deny links to exploding pagers in Lebanon. Norwegian tech guru who accidentally helped Israel get their hands on pagers used to bomb Lebanon went missing on day of the explosions. IDF Beirut strike set to kill top Hezbollah military chief as fighting intensifies. U.S. officials concede Gaza ceasefire out of reach for Biden. UN General Assembly overwhelmingly adopts historic text demanding Israel end its unlawful presence, policies in occupied Palestinian territory within 1 year. Israel offers to end war. Let Sinwar leave if all hostages freed at once. Gaza disarmed.
Food fussiness, a largely genetic trait from toddlerhood to adolescence, study suggests, and picky eating is largely genetic and peaks at the age of 7, scientists say. Vegans' intake of protein and essential amino acids is adequate, but ultra-processed products are also needed. In the US, FDA sampling finds milk in 6.2% of dairy-free chocolate products.
NASA's Hidden Figures awarded Congressional Gold Medal for groundbreaking work. Space Perspective completes major uncrewed test flight of Neptune 2 years ago. Space Perspective unveils balloon-like spaceship for outer space tourism. Microsoft's struggling military AR headset gets boost from Oculus founder's latest venture, as Enduro collaborates with Microsoft to bring Lattice to the U.S. Army's IVAS program.
Judge extends temporary restraining order against Biden's student debt forgiveness plan. 2 weeks ago, Republican-led U.S. states sue over new Biden student debt relief plan. In the U.S., Johnson under pressure after U.S. Congress fails to pass Republican funding plan, and Trump pushes shutdown. 2 days ago, Congress Republicans torpedoes Speaker Johnson's funding bill. In the U.S., Senator Warren says vote on marijuana banking bill could happen this year, blames Republicans for lack of progress. As reportedly, senators push to pass cannabis banking bill after marijuana rescheduling.
In Brazil, federal police will investigate who used X after blocking. Maurice finds X 5 million Brazilian reals for trick that circumvented social media block in Brazil. X indicates lawyers, and Maurice gives the social network 24 hours to prove legal representation in Brazil.
Delta faces U.S. investigation after flight passengers report bloody ears and noses. IBM quietly axing thousands of jobs, source says. Trump floats long-shot proposal for 10% cap on credit card rates.
SEC drops Ethereum 2.0 investigation, and court dismisses consensus lawsuit. 3 months ago, SEC charges Consensus Software for unregistered offers and sales of securities through its MetaMask staking service. 5 months ago, crypto firm Consensus sues U.S. SEC over Ethereum regulation. SEC seeks extension till February 2025 to produce documents in Coinbase case. Federal Reserve signals end to inflation fight with a sizable half-point rate cut as Fed slashes interest rates by a half-point, an aggressive start to its first easing campaign in 4 years. In the U.S., Federal Reserve forecasts lowering rates by another half-point before the year is out. Wall Street soars to records as Dow leaps 500 in a rate cut rally that swept the world. The Fed has poured rocket fuel on the red-hot AI trade. German authorities shut down 47 crypto exchanges for money laundering links. In Germany, Commerzbank partners with Deutsche Börse Crypto Finance to offer crypto trading to corporate clients. Crypto exchange BingX hacked. On-chain data shows over $43 million drained.
Widespread adoption fraud separated generations of Korean children from their families, AP finds. More than 3/4 of U.S. states have enacted laws to guide use of opioid litigation proceeds. Alaska man charged with threatening to assassinate 6 Supreme Court justices.
Ammunition from India enters Ukraine, raising Russian ire. Wall Street Journal reports that Putin is under pressure to call up more troops for war of attrition. With an evil axis, JP Morgan CEO issues stark economic warning over Russia, Iran, North Korea, as Jamie Dimon says an evil axis of countries are his top concern for the next 100 years. More than 95,000 Japanese aged over 100, most of them women. In the U.S., watchdog finds black girls face more frequent, severe discipline in school. Mexico president blames U.S. for cartel killings, as violence surges in Sinaloa after leaders arrested.
Ukrainian parliament renames 327 towns to break away from the Soviet heritage. CERN prepares to expel Russian scientists, but won't completely cut ties. Study claims low cognitive ability intensifies the link between social media use and anti-immigrant attitudes.
"20 killed, 450 wounded as Lebanon hit by second wave of Hezbollah device explosions. After blasts, Lebanon bans walkie-talkies and pagers from flights leaving Beirut. IDF hits more than 100 loaded Hezbollah launchers in series of major Lebanon strikes. As Israel attacks southern Lebanon, Hezbollah launches rockets at Israel. Nasrallah says device blasts could be seen as declaration of war, vows vengeance, and Nasrallah vows Israel will not be able to return residents to their homes in the north.
Massive China state IoT botnet. Raptor train went undetected for 4 years, and Chinese spies built massive botnet of IoT devices to target U.S., Taiwan military. In the U.S., Justice Department disrupts vast Chinese hacking operation, Flax Typhoon, that infected consumer devices. Microsoft warns of new Inc. ransomware targeting U.S. healthcare sector.
Iranian hackers sent stolen Trump campaign info to Biden campaign associates, FBI says. Microsoft executive warns of election meddling in final 48 hours. FTC staff report finds large social media and video streaming companies have engaged in vast surveillance of users with lax privacy controls and inadequate safeguards for kids and teens.
"23andMe faces Nasdaq delisting after its entire board resigns. Chipmaker Qualcomm lays off hundreds of workers in San Diego. Elon Musk officially moves X headquarters from California to Texas. Kabam to shut down Disney Mirrorverse, after making $34 million in mobile revenue. Palworld maker vows to fight Nintendo lawsuit on behalf of fans and indie developers. One day ago, Nintendo sues Pokémon with Guns video game firm. Sabrina Carpenter announces Netflix holiday special.
Police say a pair took an NYC subway train on a joyride and crashed it. They have arrested one teen. Starmer's free tickets for Arsenal and Taylor Swift part of job, says Minister. And Keir Starmer's £35,000 in free tickets puts football regulator plans under scrutiny. Trump says he's been too busy to read Melania's forthcoming memoir, in which she attacks the FBI, questions the Secret Service, and defends her nude modeling work.
Microsoft releases a new Windows app called Windows App for running Windows apps. Real-time Linux is officially part of the kernel, after decades of debate. Amazon launches AI selling assistant Project Amelia to boost seller growth. iOS 18.1 to enable RCS for iPhone users in China. Disney to stop using Slack, following hack that exposed company data. Tor says it's still safe amid reports of police de-anonymizing users. 2 weeks ago it has been reported as German police raid Tor linked group, in bid to uncover Tor network users. macOS Sequoia update breaks networking for VPN, antivirus software.
Mark Zuckerberg calls Meta the opposite of Apple and questions its product strategy. YouTube confirms it'll show ads when you pause videos. Apple poised to introduce self-developed 5G modem in iPhones by 2025, as iPad to debut Apple's new Wi-Fi chip in 2025, with iPhone SE launching 5G modem.
EU court confirms Qualcomm's antitrust fine, with minor reduction. Apple gets EU warning to open iOS to third-party connected devices, as EU Commission demands Apple to align interoperability with digital competition rules. Brazil threatens X with $900,000 daily fine for circumventing ban. It has been reported that X bypasses Brazil ban though software update.
Jewish Israeli charged with plotting assassinations of Netanyahu and key officials for Iran. Reportedly, Telegram channel of Didu Secrets shut down shortly after publication of Israeli Ministry of Justice leak. Leaked documents reveal Israel's strategy to avoid U.S. foreign lobbying law, claimed in a report. 1 month ago, Hartz commented as, after Iran steals sensitive Israeli data, Israel tries to censor the internet. 1 month ago it has been reported as Iranian operatives have been posing as Israelis to try to recruit them, Shin Bet says. Global Vaccine Alliance gave to buy 500,000 doses of Mpox vaccine, as Bavarian gets order for 500,000 pox shots for Africa. Rwanda begins vaccinations against monkeypox, amid a call for more doses for Africa. Scientists identify new blood group after a 50-year mystery.
In the U.S., cops use AI-generated 14-year-old girl to lure sex criminals. Runway and Lionsgate are partnering to explore the use of AI in film production. OpenAI threatening to ban users for asking Strawberry about its reasoning. Poland waives flood victims housing loans for a year. Tusk jokes that Poles shouldn't panic if they see German soldiers helping out after floods. More than 250 people drown in Germany in first 7 months of 2024. Dutch bank ING to ditch climate laggards as clients.
Forced and child labor abuses found in 75% of lithium battery supply chains. It had been reported recently in Germany as Volkswagen could apparently lay off up to 30,000 employees, and Volkswagen denies report that it is mulling 30,000 job cuts. Redwood Materials signs deal to recycle BMW's EV batteries in the U.S. China rams Philippine ship while 60 minutes on board. It has been commented as South China Sea tensions could draw U.S. in. Respected mathematician Kenji Fukaya leaves U.S. to teach at China's Tsinghua University. Malaysia's king to seek funds for high-speed rail on China visit, sources say. The Guardian reports that far higher pesticide residues allowed on food since Brexit. Half of NHS maternity units slammed by CQC as inadequate or requires improvement. Cambridge Research asks UK government to reduce pint size of drinks as per study, 2/3 measure could boost English health.
The electronics company Sharp wants to sell cars, as Sharp and Foxconn's EV prototype shows new way of vehicle design. 2025 Jeep Wrangler V6 goes manual only, Gladiator goes hybrid. Ford boss warns Chinese EVs are an existential threat.
Nigel Farage to give up ownership of Reform UK. In Germany, 1 in 3 from police force reports racist comments from colleagues. Right-wing members of European Parliament unite to recognise González as Venezuelan president, weakening cordon sanitaire.
In Canada, Loblaws launches for-profit food bank. In Argentina, government responds to Aerolíneas union strikes with a sell-off threat. South Korea's local governments embrace the 4-day workweek.
Most Canadians want fewer immigrants in 2025, as per Nano survey. Student accused of terror plot in New York raised no red flags upon entry into Canada. Records show, 2 weeks ago, a Pakistani national charged for plotting terrorist attack in New York City in support of ISIS. Canada to cut study permits for international students by 35%.
Theatre owners plan to spend $2.2 billion to modernize and upgrade moviegoing experience. Hallmark unveils 47 holiday films as part of 15th annual countdown to Christmas. Jennifer Lee steps down as Disney Animation's chief creative to make Frozen sequels.
Kamala Harris, Oprah Winfrey to host virtual event targeting battleground states. Harris says, "If somebody breaks into my house, they're getting shot during event with Oprah." Teamsters Union says won't endorse Harris or Trump in U.S. election. CNN reports that North Carolina governor candidate Mark Robinson declared himself Black Nazi on porn site, and Mark Robinson vows to stay in NC governor's race following report he made inflammatory comments on a porn site. Trump-backed governor candidate denies Black Nazi post.
United Airlines says Taylor Swift concerts drove 25% uptick in demand. Metallica extends M72 World Tour with 2025 North American dates with Pantera and Limp Bizkit. In South Africa, Parliament debates replacing TV license with household levy as battling SABC seeks more state funding and household levy. MPs here.
"28 years later, Danny Boyle's new zombie flick was shot on an iPhone 15, The Passion of the Christ, sequel to begin filming in 2025, with Jim Caviezel returning as Jesus. YouTube plans major revamp of TV app after overtaking Netflix streaming rivals.
Ukraine joins NATO drone countermeasures exercise for first time ever. Romania asks Ukraine to shoot down Russian drones breaching Romanian airspace. 2 weeks ago, NATO members Romania, Latvia accused Russia of violating airspace with military drones. Putin says Russia is ramping up drone production tenfold. EU chief travels to Kyiv with promise of fresh energy funds to get Ukraine through winter. UN announces that Russian attacks on Ukraine energy set to push 500,000 people out of country. Ukraine bans official use of Telegram app over fears of Russian spying.
Ukraine's gun-armed ground robot just cleared a Russian trench in Kursk. Army picks 2 companies to get small drones to brigade combat teams, as U.S. Army embraces Ukraine-style warfare, with new all-drone unit. U.S. deploys soldiers, rocket systems to Alaska Island as Russian military activity ramps up in region. Chechen warlord Ramzan Kadyrov says Elon Musk remotely disabled his Tesla Cybertruck. With "That's not manly," Chechen warlord claims Elon Musk disabled his Tesla. Putin tells Russians to take work breaks and make babies, and reportedly, Russian offices monitoring childbirth of employees after Vladimir Putin's call. A North Korean trash balloon hits a Seoul government compound, again.
The Guardian reports, as revealed, Russia anticipated Kursk incursion months in advance, seized papers show. Russia redeploys 40,000 troops to Kursk Oblast as Kyiv's incursion continues, Zelensky says. Ukraine reportedly uses triple-loaded Neptune missile to strike Russian ammunition depot into a region. North Korean missiles ICBMs, air defenses destroyed in Russia blast, claimed in the report. EU Parliament passes resolution to remove all restrictions on Ukraine's strikes in Russia. One more drop in the AI ocean. Qtai's Mashiko, PyTorch VF1. Moshi is a speech-text foundation model and full-duplex spoken dialogue framework, with PyTorch version quantized in BF16 precision. Starting from a text-language model backbone, Moshi generates speech as tokens from the residual quantizer of a neural audio codec, while modeling separately its own speech and that of the user into parallel streams. This allows for the removal of explicit speaker turns and the modeling of arbitrary conversational dynamics. Moshi also predicts time-aligned text tokens as a prefix to audio tokens. This inner monologue method significantly improves the linguistic quality of generated speech and provides streaming speech recognition and text-to-speech. As a result, Moshi is the first real-time full-duplex spoken large language model with a theoretical latency of 160 milliseconds, 200 milliseconds in practice.
CISA's cybersecurity alerts and advisories. Versa Networks releases advisory for a vulnerability in Versa Director. C 2024-45229. Ivanti releases admin bypass security update for cloud services appliance. VMware releases security advisory for VMware Cloud Foundation and vCenter Server. CISA adds one known exploited vulnerability to catalog. CISA releases 6 industrial control systems advisories. Steam's hottest games. Global top-selling and top-played games across Steam. From the top 100 products by revenue for Tuesday, September 10, 2024 to Tuesday, September 17, 2024. Warhammer 40,000, Space Marine 2, Counter-Strike 2, Black Myth Wukong, Once Human,
NBA 2K25.
PUBG Battlegrounds.
Apple App Store for iPhone, top paid games, from 21 September 2024. Minecraft, play with friends. Heads Up, Papa's Freezeria to go. Bloons TD6, Geometry Dash. Plague Inc. Top paid Android games on Google Play US for 21 September 2024. The Legend of Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom, Hogwarts Legacy, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, Arcade Classics, Minecraft, The Plucky Squire, Stardew Valley, The Last Campfire, Overcooked
2.
Nintendo US Digital Bestsellers, from the 21st of September, 2024. Hogwarts Legacy, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, Arcade Classics, Minecraft, Stardew Valley, Among Us, The Last Campfire, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
From the Netflix Global Top 10 list of September 9th to September 15th, 2024. Weekly top lists of the most watched TV in English. The Perfect Couple, Limited Series. Emily in Paris, Season 4. Prison Break, Season 1. Weekly top lists of the most viewed TV, non-English. The Accident, Season 1. Love Next Door, Limited Series. Breathless, Season 1.
From the Netflix Global Top 10 list of September 9th to September 15th, 2024. Weekly list of the most viewed films in English. Rebel Ridge, Uglies, Into the Fire, The Lost Daughter, Season 1. The Deliverance, Fast and Furious Presents, Hobbs and Shaw. Weekly list of the most viewed films, non-English. Officer Black Belt. Outlaw. Sector 36. How to Make Millions Before Grandma Dies. Boxer.
Spotify Weekly Top Songs Global. From the Friday, September 13th to Thursday, September 19th, 2024. Die with a Smile. Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars. Birds of a Feather, Billie Eilish. Taste, Sabrina Carpenter. Who, Jimin. Espresso, Sabrina Carpenter. Good Luck, Babe, Chapel Roan.
Si antes te hubiera conocido, Karol G.
Please, 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 Sabrina Carpenter. The Emptiness Machine, Linkin Park.
Top hits on Apple Music the 21st of September, 2024. Die with a Smile, Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. Taste, Sabrina Carpenter. Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar. Please, 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 Sabrina Carpenter. Espresso, Sabrina Carpenter. Number 1 hit and more. YouTube Music Charts, Global Top Songs September 6th to September 12th, 2024. Age Key Rat, Madhubanti Bakchi, Divya. Sciantes T. Hubiera Conocido, Karol G. Die with a Smile, Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. Ae Nai, Omitob Bhattacharya. The Emptiness Machine, Linkin Park. Bye Bye Bye, Insing. Garter Only, Floy Mena and Chris MJ Alibi, Savdalizer, Pablo Vita and Usult. Espresso, Sabrina Carpenter. Big Dogs, Hannah Mankind and Kami.
Crypto, streaming, tech and more. Daily News Digest 21 September 2024.